Okay, welcome to another director's commentary by me. This might look familiar, a little deja vu to you. This is from the Larb episode with my homie Robert. And if you see, just minding my own business, we're starting the Larb. And, he's opening that bag up. And it's right here. It's right here. And I'm like, hey, hand me that bowl, homie. And he's like, I got you. And I'm telling him I have an idea and I want to try something with this meat. I'm sure someone somewhere has done this, but I just thought this would be really fun to play with this. So I actually took some, like a tiny bit, and we wrapped it up. And here is me, after Robert's left, I'm making the meat. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm making the mixture. So just like a dumpling mix, but this time I'm putting rice powder, onions, I'm putting the herbs, and I'm re-mincing some garlic, and later on you'll see zest. And I will tell you, this right now, after testing out the meat, I found these to be the most off-putting things. So if I was to do this again, I would definitely microplane the ginger and the lime zest. It did a lot. Like, I love that flavor, but texturally it was woody. You can taste it. And here it is. I'm giving it a mix. Wonderful. I don't know why I did that dimple in the middle. I have no clue, but I know that I put the wet ingredients in there. But here's me putting in that zest. I'm trying to put it as small as I can, but they were quite thick, no matter how thin I was getting that. And I'm just drizzling in a little bit of the fish sauce and a touch of soy sauce. And I always love that toasty sesame oil. I put in a little bit of that as well. And then I'm giving it another mix, making sure it's all incorporated. I don't know if any of you have ever played Cooking Mama on Nintendo DS, but this overhead shot reminds me of it. And for some reason, I can never get that out of my head, even though I haven't played this game for over 15 years. So yeah, it's looking good. Okay, so welcome to another episode of The Leftovers. So what I have is I made some meat with the leftover ground meat from the larb, but I put the same ingredients as the larb in. So I want to kind of play around with this. I might do a shumai, I might do a wonton. But first, before anything happens, I really want to taste the seasoning of the meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a tiny meatball, and I'll see if I need more salt or if I want any other seasoning. So I'm just going to put a tiny meatballs worth, tiny smash burger, and it's gonna cook. Okay, let's take this. So I put a little bit of lemon zest in it, and it's like that zest is really biting it. So I'm gonna cut it with a couple more things. Okay, so I have some rice paper, and I had to like basically be by my sink just because I don't have a lot of counter space. So I'm gonna dip this in water so it gets nice and wet. I have like a little splatter of water, and you want it to be enough to where it's pliable basically, but not too soft. I've done already a couple more. I even had some wonton skins, and I just kind of did it in this shape. We're gonna cook it basically both on the frying pan. Is going to sear it until that rice paper is nice and crunchy and crispy. So I'm just gonna take a little bit right here and just put it right in the middle, and see it's already becoming very soft. I'm just gonna push it up here. And just roll that up. Like, I'm not looking to be pretty about this. Like, I think this cooking should be fun. I'm really just playing around with things, and honestly, if you don't try stuff out, how are you gonna know what to do? You know, how to be resourceful. I've saved so much money just because I haven't been working, but I think I've also had a lot of time to just kind of experiment, and honestly, these last 3 weeks have been very fun. It's probably the most productive that I've been when I've been unemployed. I definitely fucking exhausted in general, and I've been like close to being retired, and it's not a good feeling. But here's another one. It's dripping. I'm gonna take that last bit. I don't have a lot left. So I'm just gonna press it. It's gonna be a baby one. Kind of roll it up like a burrito. Make sure the seams. Ooh, that's a cute one. Cute! Okay, so this is what they look like now. I'm gonna flip. A little too well done. But, like I said, I'm just getting rid of leftovers. And this is... I'm gonna be eating this, so I'm not... If I really wanted to make this look good for guests, of course. But I just want to make sure that it's cooked and that I don't get food poisoning. I turn the heat down. First comes to first, you don't know which one's cooked. You just bust one of these open, and if they're cooked, then they can all be pulled out. Honestly, they're going to be cooking still when I pull them off, so I believe that they'll be open. I'm going to start with the potatoes first. This one. So I added some scallions and cilantro already. And I'm just gonna add a few more things to make it nice. So we still have basil. I'm gonna put a little bit of basil there. I'm just gonna tear some off because the leaves are so big. So I'm only gonna like use half of one. I'm gonna find some really nice pieces. I'm also going to put some mint. Now what's great is you can eat the herbs, so this is a nice like functional garnish. still have some of that leftover cilantro oil. I'm just gonna go right over to the side. So that way you can just dip it, it's not all over the place. I also have like really some spicy, I have some spicy sauce from my wedding that I'm just gonna drizzle over. It's pretty spicy, so I'm just gonna do a couple drops here and there. It's like you're gonna get that in every bite, but not a whole slather. And there you have it. Larb wontons. So remember, the world is dumpster fire, but your leftovers don't have to be. Cut. Try this.